My name is Rachael Bliss, and I want to bring up tonight the warnings that we've had in the past. About a decade ago, engineers warned that the levees would break under a Category 5 hurricane around New Orleans. No one listened, and it happened. 10 years ago, we were warned that terrorists may strike Twin Towers in New York. Nobody listened, and it happened. There was Fukushima. You know, they built walls that would prevent waves coming in and contaminating the plant. The waves came in from a tsunami at 3 times the heights of the walls. And you see what happened there. Now, let's go to the present time. We've had an engineer with the Nuclear Regulatory Commission who has said that the reactor could shatter like a glass cup if it's not changed. We've had Representative Markey of the Natural Resources Committee who has said the same thing. We have had the chair of the NRC say that this reactor does not stand up to his scrutiny. He changed his mind shortly thereafter when all the other commissioners voted against his suggestion. 13 groups, at least, probably much more, have said that this reactor that is proposed is not up to the safety that is required. Back in 1913, Union County, just one county below Cherokee, had an earthquake, a 5.5 on the Richter scale. There is no reason that that can't happen again. Too often, we humans have looked at probability and written off 1 in 100, 1 in 1,000, even 1 in a million as not worth preparing for after a cost-benefit analysis. Tell this to more than 100,000 residents of Fukushima who are now unable to return to their homes. Tell this to the people near Fort Calhoun nuclear plant in Nebraska that came within inches of nuclear calamity when the Missouri River flooded out of its banks for months. Many of us who are parents and grandparents say the chances of failure of this newly designed AP1000 are just too high. We remind commissioners that for as much as the plant will cost, by the time it is complete, the number of gallons of water that will be required to make it work, there are better alternatives. These alternatives are solar, wind, geothermal, and other clean and renewable energy sources. Low-scale, community-based, community-owned, and safe. Here's some information from the World Bank's website. I'll just quote it verbatim. The World Bank and the International Finance Corporation constitute a major financer of solar, photovoltaic, and is developing countries with projects valued at more than $600 million US, serving about 1.3 million households and public utilities in about 30 countries in Africa, Asia, and Latin America. Imagine how many households would benefit from a $14 billion investment, which it costs for the Williams States Lee plant. In conclusion, let me state that nuclear power is expensive and dangerous. In this case, it is also too much of a burden on the Broad River, which already is under stress. It uses uranium, which is not easily mined, without permanent damage to miners and nearby communities. We still cannot adequately deal with nuclear waste, and we do not trust the safety of this plant's untested reactor, with Gaffney being just one of the nuclear sites where this reactor will be used. We humans have heard too often and too many warnings that have gone unheeded. Don't let these warnings also fall upon deaf ears, blinded eyes, and unfeeling hearts.